Well, can't win them all, but this one definitely has me chewing nails a little bit. Eddie Rosario's not the world's greatest left fielder defensively. We all know that, but I can't remember the last time if Eddie always plays that deep. And those were two very crucial, critical misplays against Spencer Strider. Obviously, Spencer Strider, if those plays are made, it's a completely different story, obviously. But Spencer Strider is going to be chewing nails because he didn't really execute the 0-2 finisher pitch like he'd want to. Just gave the White Sox too sweet of pitches, and some of them were good pieces of hitting that you can't do anything about. But on 0-2, it's supposed to be a pitcher advantage, and tonight the White Sox kind of turned the tables on Spencer a little bit. 5 of the 8 hits that Spencer gave up were with 2 strikes. So he will, especially the high fastball, he could not get it higher than high, and the White Sox executed. And you got to tip your cap. But in the third, that's kind of when it started to unravel. Death by 1,000 cuts, 2 strike mistakes, back-to-back singles, and then a strikeout of Zavala, and then the first soft single by Benintendi. Eddie didn't get a great read on that one, and then a soft ground ball by Tim Anderson that wasn't hit hard enough for a double play, and then Luis Robert swings, flares a first pitch slider, and Eddie got a really bad jump on it. Didn't die for some reason, and it got past him. 2-run score there. But in a blink of an eye, it was 3-3 because Eddie Rosario put a rose over the fence to make it 3-1 solo blast. And then Michael Harris, eagle eye walk. And then Ronald Acuna Jr. is on a different planet. It's amazing. He had 2 homers tonight. Apo Taco, after smacking himself in the face with his own chain 2 pitches before, when Apo Taco absolutely smoked one. 3-3. And then in the 5th, they got a 0-2 to the 9-hole hitter Zavala. The catcher, he worked it back to 3-2. Then got a meatball fastball, put a good swing on it. And then Benintendi hit one to left. A really, really bad read by Eddie Rosario. And he was taken out of the game with hamstring tightness after this play. But got past him, and Zavala was able to score all the way from first. At the very worst, that should just be a single. But unfortunately, it wasn't. And then Eddie was able to nab Benintendi trying to go to third. So nice heads up there not necessarily quit on that play. But then we were able to tie it again. 4-4 with a Austin Riley RBI single up the middle. 4-4. And then Jake Berger with 2 strikes, 2 outs, took a 98 fastball away. It wasn't a bad pitch and smoked it into the shop house. 5-4. And then we had a runner at third. Ronald, his 43rd stolen base, runner at third, 2 outs, and Riley grounded out to end that threat. And then the 8th, we had a leadoff double by Matt, hustle double. Sean Murphy struggled a bit out of the gate. He has not liked White Sox pitching. Struck out, and then got a couple of walks by Ozuna and Arcia. And Darno pinch hit for Kevin Pillar. Got it to a 3-1 count. Nasty changeup. 3-2. And a exploding fastball away. Really tough at bat for Darno. The first at bat coming out of the All-Star break. Yeah, it would have been ball 4, but that was a perfectly executed pitch. And kind of hard to lay off of with 2 strikes. And then Michael Harris had a 2-1 count. Looked for a changeup, got it, and just got under it, popped it up. So stranded the bases loaded there. And then in the ninth, Ronald doing Ronald things. Chop house shot, 6-5. Single by Albies. Stolen base. Riley struck out. Just he's so in between right now. The high fastball is getting him, and he's chasing that slider. And when Riley's chasing that slider, you know he's in a bad way. So strikeout, and Matt Olson scorched one to Benintendi. And I thought Benintendi was going to come in and catch it, but he played it on a hop, and it was actually a good read by Albies. But that was probably the worst combination of runners we could have had. Matt Olson at first and Sean Murphy in the box, and he got blown up by Kendall Graveman big time. Sorry about that. The allergies with the inside 96-mile-an-hour fastball. Really good executed pitch, and Murphy was trying so hard to beat it out, but he couldn't do it. And it was actually nicely played by Tim Anderson because it was a broken bat and slowly hit. We were 2 for 10 with runners in scoring position. So yeah, the Eddie Rosario gaffes are not good, and he'll tell you that. But honestly, that's his worst defensive game I can remember. So I mean, it is what it is. It stinks. But Tonkin had a good 2 innings. Jimenez unfortunately gave up a leadoff double to Colas. Zavala sacrificed him over, and Benintendi single through the right side. So they were able to execute the ABC baseball a little bit better than we were tonight. And that's what tails the tale. But as always, go Braves, champions forever.